Good morning. Thank you. I'm not used to having people in front of me, so this is wonderful. I mean, as all of you have also experienced, this pandemic has been a challenge and something that we've finally sort of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And well, first of all, I'm just glad to see so many faces here today, many of you who I haven't seen in literally probably 3 years. So it's wonderful to see all of you, and also it's so nice because it is Hōonkō to have all of these ministers here today participating in our service. So anyways, good morning and welcome to our Hōonkō service. You know, this service is held in commemoration of the memorial of Shinran Shonin, and it has traditionally been considered the most important observance in the lives of every Shinshu Buddhist. Historically, it was said that the calendar of a Jodo Shinshu temple begins and ends with the Hōonkō observance. The word Hōonkō means a gathering to repay our indebtedness and is a time to express our gratitude for having the opportunity to encounter the Buddha Dharma and to deepen our awareness of the teachings. So, we will begin the service with the Kada and the Hyōbyaku, which will be followed by the chanting of Shoshinge by ministers. Now, you can the Shoshinge portion we can all follow along, but after that, the Wasan is a special version that is just used during Hōonkō, and it's a little bit different. But you're welcome to try to follow along, or you're welcome to just sit back and enjoy. And so, please, again, we really are so appreciative that all of you are here for our Hōonkō service this year, and we hope to see you again at future services as well. But let's begin.
Amen. 氷脈、本日ここに北米海峡区東本願寺羅浮別院の宗祖親鸞上人ご正気法恩公を言主するにあたり、御道坊本道業の面々がこうして集うことができました。来年の宗祖親鸞上人ご誕生の850年、立教改宗800年の前の年にあたり、親鸞上人のご命日に、そのご恩に感謝し、上人が明らかにされた念仏の教えを聞法する法恩講は真宗最大の法縁であります。真実の教として示されている仏説無量寿経において、私たち衆生を救うために阿弥陀仏が48の願を起こされ、十方衆生よと呼びかけられています。約2500年前に釈尊が世に出られ、阿弥陀如来の悲願を説かれました。釈尊以降、インド、中国、日本の祖師たちがそれを受け継いで来られ、親鸞上人が教行信証をして、他力本願の教えが真の大乗の教えであることを明らかにされました。第八世、蓮如上人の時代に本願寺は一大教団となり、20世紀初頭には、その念仏の教えが太平洋を越えて、このアメリカ合衆国に渡りました。以降、価値観の変わる反論の時代に反論されつつも、当別院を念仏の中心道場として、参賀が形成されてきました。本日の法縁にあたり、私たちは真実の見教えに照らされる喜びを表し、後者の思いを新たに念仏の大道を歩んでいく所存であります。2022年11月20日、釈賢章を敬って申し上げます。Today, before the altar which enshrines Amida Buddha, we gather together to observe Hōonkō, the memorial of our founder Shinran Shonin. For those of us of the Jodo Shinshu tradition, we are deeply indebted to him for reinterpreting and reconfirming the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha so that we, living 2,500 years after his life, may have the opportunity to meet with the Dharma. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. Our being able to receive the Dharma is solely because of the awakening of Shinran Shonin. The denomination which grew to be one of the largest in Japan over 500 years ago during the time of Renryo Shonin came to the United States during the early years of the 20th century. Since then, the world has undergone so many changes. Life may be more comfortable for us and for many people around the world. However, similar problems experienced centuries ago continue to exist both here and throughout the world. It is because we fail to realize the truth of interdependence as expressed in the teachings. The Dharma gives us a truer understanding of who we are and of the responsibilities that we have towards others. Hōonkō is a gathering to reflect on the debt of gratitude we have to him and an opportunity to express our deep appreciation. On the occasion of our Hōonkō service today, held just months before the start of the 850th birthday celebration of our founder, Shinran Shonin, and the 800th anniversary of the founding of the Jodo Shinshu tradition, may we remember that our efforts to understand the teachings must be never-ending. Through today's Hōonkō service, may we reconfirm our commitment to listen ever more diligently to the teachings of Shinran Shonin. Respectfully and Gassho Shaku Kensho.
If you're not able to offer incense before the service, you're welcome to offer incense now, or you can wait until after the service.
本性専業気楽法天神菩薩論中下報道因果見性が方言栄光有他力少女死因類新人枠前本部新人法承知承知即名派必死無料工業道小修正回復系同社結晶道南省結名浄土活入万全地域援言集円満特合感染症三風三神慶音言増魔法明道品一生増悪地偶税思案了解証明
天道六病仏生意
公愛上三葉脈悪公明明の権因年介入本願大師会行者小樹今後新狂気一年総合用意大と逆三人即所保障市場楽原神公開一大教延期安慮間一切先祖終身反戦人法家二道小弁流国重悪人唯勝負が薬剤非摂取中煩悩証言水風権大非無権上昇が本次元空病仏教連民全幕本部に新宗教書公編集先着本願偶悪性現来生じ臨天下決地上位昇し即入弱上無意楽筆致新人異能入仏教大事修士と上際無変極辱悪同族自粛同心唯化心死公 im susumeshi ime joyu no kurai ni ireshime yo. Dharma
Thank you very much. The Hōonkō chanting is always very mesmerizing, but also, I guess, in some respects, not challenging, just because it is significantly different. And some of even our members, they always ask why the chant is, I hate to say so long, but so long. And it's because it is special. And for those of you who are here for the first time, keep in mind that in our regular services that we have on most Sundays, the chanting is not quite as challenging, and it's much more together. We chant together. So anyways, but it is, as mentioned, it is, the Hōonkō chant is very special. And for those of you who have the opportunity to go to Japan during Hōonkō, if you have an opportunity to go to our headquarters and see the Hōonkō service there, you will truly understand why it is so special. So now we will have the reading of the Gozokusho, and Reverend Hasegawa will now read the Gozokusho in Japanese, a letter on the meaning of the Hōonkō service for Shinran Shonin, written by Renyo Shonin.
また恩師を尋ぬれば、伊田如来の化身と講し、あるいは大頓乱大師の最短とも言えり、しかればすなわち少年臭いの春の頃、自鎮歌唱の門人に連なり、出家得度して、その名を観念小納言の君とこうす。それよりこの方、陽言よ川の満流を伝え、天台宗の赤学となりたまいぬ。その後29歳にして初めて天空上人の天心に参り、上足の弟子となり、真宗一流を組み、天寿千年の儀を立て、速やかに本部直入の新人の表し、在家始終の愚人の教えて、行動往生を進めましましけり。そもそも今月28日祖師上人の宣言のご承記として、毎年の言わず真相嫌わず古今の行者、このご承記を存じせざる友柄あるべからず、これによって東流にその名をかけ、その新人の逆得した乱行者、このご承記をもって放射の志を運ばざらん行者においては、誠にもって奥席に等しからんものなり、しかる間、かの音読の深きことは、明路八万のいただき、聡明三千の底に超え過ぎたり、大べずばあるべからず、茶せずんばあるべからざるものか。このゆえに、毎年の礼事として、一七か日の間、方のごとく法音社得のために、無二の恩行をいたすところなり、この一七か日、hōonkōの右にあたって、文様の類、国軍より来従、今においてその大天なし、しかりといえども、慰安人の行者に至っては、いかでか法音社得の儀、これあらんにゃ。しかのごときの友柄は、この右において仏法の真不信の愛尋ねて、これを聴聞して、誠の信心献上すべくんば、信 真実、真実、承認、法恩、社徳の根子に愛かのべきものなり。哀れなるかなや、それ証人の向上は電気遠く隔たってすでに一百よ才の製造を送るといえども、ご遺君ますます盛んにして協業心象の妙義、今に完全に遮り、人口に残れり、尊むべし、信ずべし、これについて、当時珍宗の行者の中において、信心信心の逆徳せしむる人、これ少なし。ただ一目仁義ばかりに名門の心をもって、放射とこうせばいかなる志をいたすというとも、一年奇妙の新人の新人の献上せざらん人々は、その所詮あるべからず、誠に水一って赤落ちずと言える類なるべきか。これによってこの一七か日大恩中において、他力本願の断りを年頃に聞き開き、千十一項の念仏の行者にならんに至っては、誠に根願上人のご正日の添いに愛かのべし。これしかしながら、真実、真実、法恩社徳の恩仏寺となりぬべきものなり。あなかしこ、あなかしこ。
Thank you, Reverend Hasegawa. You know, the reading of the Gozokusho is always very, very moving. Sometimes I think it's directed at me, but it's just very moving and something that we appreciate when Reverend Hasegawa reads that for us. Next, we are in for a treat. You know, that I missed seeing people, number one, but also I really missed hearing the choir in person. And so to be able to listen to them again at services is truly wonderful. So today they are going to be singing Yuru Sareshi and Sei Namu Amida Butsu. And just a real quick sort of a translation, I guess, of some of the lyrics of Yurusarashi, which is the first song they're going to sing, goes something like this. Let me live my life as given to me. Let me live my sorrows as given to me. When my body and life come to an end, just let my eyes close with a smile on my face. Even misfortunes coming to my life even misfortunes coming to my life are for my own sake in the end. Then I will say I have finally come to the break even. This awareness will guide me to the Buddha's bright wisdom and compassion. So here they are, the Otani choir singing Yurusarashi and Sei Namu Amida Butsu. Thank you to Mrs. Funai and the Otani Gakuen. Again, it's such a treat to be able to hear them in person again, so thank you very much. For those of you who are interested in joining them, are you doing in-person practices again or on Sundays? So they are practicing on Sundays. So for those of you who are interested in joining them, please just grab one of them and ask them about it. So they're practicing on Sundays. So next, we are going to have a message by our Overseas District Abbott, Yul Otani. Many of you probably remember that pre-COVID, the Overseas District Abbott used to be, or was the officiant of our service. Today, the Rinban was the officiant. But we look forward to him coming back, hopefully next year, to be the officiant of our Hōonkō service again. So here is his message.
Hello everyone. I would first like to express my gratitude for your attendance at the Hōonkō service today. My name is Yu Otani, the Overseas District Abbot of the Shinshu Otani-ha. Since I was appointed as Overseas District Abbot in July of 2020, I have had to suspend the visitations of overseas districts due to the continued effects of the coronavirus pandemic. This year again, I am not able to visit your district to participate in the Hōonkō services. I truly miss the opportunity to meet all of you. Although the COVID-19 pandemic continues throughout the world, many countries have begun to lift their travel restrictions due to the declining trend of positive cases, as well as the vaccination that has spread throughout the world. Therefore, we have decided to restart the visitation first to the South America district. I hope that I will be able to visit the districts of North America and Hawaii next year. I look forward to seeing you all in person again and listening to Shinran Shonin's teaching of the Nenbutsu together with all of you. When we reflect on what is happening throughout the world, we continue to see the tragic loss of many precious lives and the people who are forced to live in the midst of fear and sorrow due to disputes and conflicts raging in various places. Such is the case with the Ukrainian people as the Russian military invasion continues unabated. It is extremely heart-wrenching to see their suffering. When I think about how deep-rooted the causes of such conflicts and divisions amongst nations are, I am once again reminded that our physical world, as made clear by Amida Buddha, is nothing other than the realm of suffering, craving, and ignorance. Therefore, the Buddha made a vow to establish a world where there will be no suffering, craving, nor ignorance, and wishes that all of us, sentient beings, will be awakened to and live by the spirit of the vow. As one living in the midst of that society, I cannot help but wish that peace will be restored in all of those areas where conflict continues as soon as possible. At the Shinshu Honbyo, our mother temple in Kyoto, the 850th celebration of the birth of Shinran Shonin and the 800th anniversary of the establishment of Chodo Shinshu will be held next spring. The theme of the event is Namu Amida Butsu, to discover the meaning of being born as human beings. It is an expression of our innermost wish to listen to the Buddha's message through the recitation of Namu Amida Butsu and to continue to discover the true meaning of having been born as human beings under the guidance of the Buddha's teaching. In the Gatha Shinshu Shuka, the third verse begins with the phrase, "Just as there are no boundaries between the oceans of the world." As stated in this Gatha, I sincerely hope that the celebration will be an opportunity for all of us to reconfirm our commitment to listening to Jodo Shinshu, the universal and all-embracing teaching of Shinran Shonin that transcends any boundaries, together with our fellow seekers across the globe. While monitoring the coronavirus situation closely, I have heard that each overseas district is planning their group tours to participate in the celebrations. Please consider coming to Japan in April of 2023 with your family and friends. I sincerely look forward to seeing you all in person again and experiencing this historical event together with all of you at the Shinshu Honbyo, our mother temple in Kyoto. For those of you who will not be able to attend the celebration in person, the services and Dharma talks are planned to be live streamed on the internet. We're also planning to provide English translations of all or most of the talks. Therefore, it is our sincerest hope that all of you will share this event with your family and friends at your temple or home and be part of this historical occasion together with us. Thank you.別院法恩庫へようこそお参りくださいました。開教司教の大谷優です。新型コロナウイルス感染症の影響により、開教司教へ就任以来、開教区への巡回を控えております。本年も皆様に直接お会いすることが叶わず、大変残念に思っております。現在も新型コロナウイルス感染症が収束したわけではありませんが、感染者の減少やワクチン接種の高まりを受け、各国における入国制限等も徐々に緩和されてきています。そこで本年は、まずは南米海峡区を巡回させていただき、来年から北米海峡区やハワイ海峡区を訪れたいと強く願っております。その折には、皆様と共にお念仏を申し、親鸞上人の見教えを聴聞させていただきたいと思っております。どうかよろしくお願いします。さて、世界を見渡せば、ロシア連邦によるウクライナへの軍事的侵攻をはじめ、各地での紛争や対立によって尊い命が犠牲になり、今なお恐怖と悲しみの中で過ごす多くの人々がおられることに強く心を痛めております。国同士の争いや世界の分断、対立の深刻さを知るたびに、改めて阿弥陀仏により地獄、餓鬼、畜生の世界であると照らし出された私たちの現実を痛感します。そして地獄、餓鬼、畜生のない国を求めた仏の本願に目覚め、本願に生きることが願われているこの身を思い出すとき、一日も早く平穏な日常が取り戻されることを願うばかりです。そのような中、いよいよ明年には、宗祖親鸞上人ご誕生850年、立教改宗800年共産法要が、京都新州本廟において今週されます。この法要のテーマ、南無阿弥陀仏、人と生まれたことの意味を尋ねていこうには、お念仏を通して仏の呼び声を聞き、その呼び声の響きの中で、人と生まれた意味を仏に尋ねていこうという大切な願いが込められています。今回の法要が、海の内との隔てなくと新宗宗歌にある通り、このテーマのもと、親鸞上人が明らかにされた本願念仏の見教え、世界に開かれた浄土真宗の教えを世界中の音頭坊とともに確かめていく場となることを念願しております。今後は各海峡区におかれましても、新型コロナウイルス感染症の状況を注視しつつ、共産法要への団体参拝が計画されていくことかと思います。新州本廟で皆様と共に、この度の共産法要に込められた願いを分かち合うご縁をいただけることを心より楽しみにしておりますので、ご家族、ご親戚、ご友人をお誘い合わせの上、ぜひご参拝ください。来春の京都で皆様のご参拝をお待ちしております。なお、日本にお越しになれない方々も多くおられると思いますが、インターネットにて法要や 法話の様子のライブ配信が予定されていますので、ぜひ自宅や寺院でご視聴いただき、ともどもにそのご縁にあっていただきたいと切に念じ上げます。法音にあたり、一言メッセージとさせていただきます。
Thank you very much to the Overseas District Abbot for the wonderful message. And as he mentioned, we encourage all of you to try to go to Japan next April. There's more information about the tour that they're planning, so you can get more information as we get closer. So next, we have our Dharma talk, both in English and Japanese. Person really doesn't need introduction to most of you. He served here at the Betsuin at West Covina for many, many years. He's a good friend. Rinban Kenjun Kawawata is now the bishop and the Rinban of the Hawaii district, affectionately known as Reverend Ken. So here is Reverend Ken's message.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting me, your Hōonkō service. The Hōonkō is the memorial service to praise the virtue of the Shinran Shonin, to reconfirm our Shinjin and the attitude of listening to their teachings. Hōonkō is the most important service for Jodo Shinshu. It is beginning of the year and end of the year for the Shinshu followers. Also, it is beginning of the year of the listening and hearing, and end of the year and the beginning of the new year. This memorial service is held to express our gratitude to Shinran Shonin and all others who have passed on the Nenbutsu teachings, and to confirm our sincerity in this service. And end of the Shoshinge, Shinran Shonin said, Yuika Shinshi Koso se. Yuika Shinshi Koso se. Let us just listen to the teaching of seven great masters of the Jodo Shinshu. Shinran Shonin's life was a lifetime of listening to the Nenbutsu and teaching of the Honen Shonin and other great masters of the Jodo Shinshu. It was through these great masters that Shinran Shonin confirmed that Nenbutsu teaching is true teaching, Shinshu. Jodo Shinshu, Jodo Shinshu means true teaching of the Pure Land. Shoshinge clearly described the follow of their teaching, and then also that it praised the teaching and the achievement of those seven masters. Ryuju, Kenjun, Donran, Doshaku, Zendo, Genshin, Honen. Then he traced back the Nenbutsu teaching to their Amida Buddha through their Shakyamuni. Though Honen Shonin's Nenbutsu, Shinran Shonin saw the seven great master. Through the Honen Shonin, he saw the Genshin's teaching and Zenzo teaching and Shantao's teaching, and then the Doshaku's Donran, and then two great masters from India, the Vasubandhu, and then also the Nagarjuna, Kenjun, the Ryuju. Then he found out that Amida, the source of the Nenbutsu is the Amida. That's the symbol of the Dharma, as their, the real source. So here, Shinran Shonin was convinced that the original Dharma, truth, and Nenbutsu are true teaching. He found, our Nenbutsu is the true teaching. Also, that he found that Nenbutsu comes from the truth, and then that's become the power, the so-called tariki, or other power. Other power means, the power of the Dharma, or, in Jodo Shinshu, power of the Amida's innermost aspiration. So by the power of the Amida's innermost aspiration, then we could have the liberation. Excuse me. Right now the ambulance is passed by. So that he could trace, the origin and the source of the Nenbutsu came from. It is just like looking at the light in your house or room, then tracing the source of the light power. Electricity in the house comes through the electric wire and the power pole, and on top of the power pole there is the transformer, and then before the the transformer there are several substations and runs through power towers and power wires, right? And you find out the power plant is the source of the power. Actually, that power is generated by hydroelectric, wind, thermal, or nuclear, and other natural power source. The main source of the power is always generated by the power of the nature, and it comes to the light in my room or your room. So in this way, Shinran Shonin, the tracing the source of the Nenbutsu, the Dharma, just by tracing the wire like, or electric wire like. Then there was the other another the person who Shinran Shonin was grateful. This was a Prince Shotoku Taishi. Now, as you know, we have the scroll of the Shotoku Taishi, right side of the Seven Master Scroll, right? So the Shinran Shonin paid a great respect to the Shotoku Taishi too, right? Prince Shotoku is said to be the father and mother of the Japanese Buddhism, and is respected by all sects, like Ryuju, or Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna is just like founder of the 8th sect of the Japanese Buddhism. Actually, that he is father of the Mahayana Buddhism, right? So the same way, Shinran Shonin respect Prince Shotoku as their parents of the Japanese Buddhism. Shotoku Taishi was a politician, not a monk. So he is not among in the 7 great masters. In 2021, the 1400th anniversary of the Shotoku Taishi's birth was celebrated in various, the sect, also in Japan. Shotoku Taishi, Prince Shotoku, is an important person in Japanese Buddhism, including Jodo Shinshu. He was a man he was a figure who tried to unite Japan with the teaching and spirit of the Buddhism. Prince Shotoku was born in 574 during the Kofun and Asuka period in Japan to Emperor Yomei and the niece of Prince Soga no Umako. And he died in 622 at age of 48. So the 551 years later, in 1173, Shinran Shonin was born. So there is a gap between Shinran Shonin was about 600 years. Prince Shotoku parents are, both descendant from their Soga clan. According to their Nihon Shoki, Nihon Shoki is the second oldest, record of the Japanese history. His mother was working in the palace garden where she gave birth in the front of the stable and gave birth to their crown prince, who was called Prince Umayado. Umayado means, Uma means a horse, right? The Yado means, like the shed. So stable. His real name is, the name is Prince Umayado, Prince Stable. It's very, kind of funny. And also that, this kind of story related to the Jesus. Jesus was born in the stable, right? So the similarity we could find it. However, Prince Shotoku is well known as the author of their 17-article constitution in Japan. I think that, this was the first constitution in Japan for the uniting the Japan. Many of you probably familiar with this 17 articles constitution, which begin with phrase that harmony is important, harmony is precious. Right? The first sentence of the second article of this constitution said, respect the three treasures, right, with all sincerity. So respect the three treasures means, respect Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, right? So that he, that put spirit of the Buddhism center over there, this, first constitution over there, Japan. Then he said, do not be offended at the difference, because we are all human beings. Right? He knows that, that all human beings have their, the shortcomings and the self-centeredness, right? So that is why, do not offended by others' difference, because we are all ordinary human beings, at the bomb, we always said, we are bomb, right? I am the bomb, right? So in particular, this article, which instructs those at the center of the politics to respect the three treasures valued in Buddhism, suggests that Shotoku Taishi was trying to build nation based on the, idea of the Buddhism. So he believed that by the listening to the teaching of the Buddha, we can reflect our own self conditions, and by refraining even little from the selfishness, we can heal our family, care the family, and village, towns, and countries, and become source of their peace and harmony in the world. Buddhism was introduced to Japan in 538, which would have been the 36 years before the birth of Prince Shotoku. King Seimyong of the Bakaja, that is the country over there, the Korean Peninsula, sent statue of their Buddha, gold, the Buddha, and then some decorations for their altar, and also he sent the sutra. And they said that the Buddhism was the best of all the teaching, and that he would introduce into Buddhism to Japan. At that time, Japan worship the Amaterasu, and other, the Japanese god, right? All kinds of god. And then the introduction of the Buddhism inevitably led the great controversy, because the Mononobe clan, one of the two great clans of that time, favor of the Shintoism. And then the other side, Soga clan, which the Shotoku Taishi belonged to, the Soga clan, was favored the Buddhism, right? So the reason why Prince Shotoku, of the member of the Soga clan, with the recommendation of the Buddhism, that Buddhism was the advanced religion, and also the new, thought at that time. He also think that Buddhism would bring a lot of cultures and technologies to Japan. At that time, Japan was less developed than China or other country over the Korean Peninsula. People, lived at that time, in Japan, people lived in house with the hatched roof on top of the ground, So just like you are living in the ground, just like a camping. Right? Then even though those nobilities, that live on the just like a building with the pillar built directly from the the ground. Right? You could see that kind of building in in the Todaiji in Nara. Yeah? So, however, that Buddhist temple were the most advanced modern architecture of the that time. Right? And then casting the techniques, making a Buddha's statue, yeah, right? That is the advanced technology. At that time, Japan did not have such a the advanced technology. They are still making statue or doll from the clay, right? So the the Buddhism with the teaching Buddhism bring a lot of new, culture, technologies, and a new thought, right? So that, I think that Shotoku Taishi, think that Japan have to be the developed country of the other country. So this, this led to the creation of the nation center on the Buddhism. Under the influence of this, Buddhism was protected and spread in Japan and by the government. And the Shotoku Taishi is revered, the respect by the all sect of the founder of Japanese Buddhism. Right? So Shinran Shonin had a great respect to the Shotoku Taishi. During his lifetime, Shinran Shonin composed the many Wasans, Japanese style of hymn, praise, the teaching, Nenbutsu teaching, and the great masters, or the great follower of the Nenbutsu. So he create the 540 Japanese Wasans, né? And then 200 in that the 200 Wasan, was related to the Prince Shotoku. Shinran Shonin was great, greatly influenced by the Shotoku Taishi, Prince Shotoku. And the Prince Shotoku said that he said that the world is false and provisional. This world is another way, lie, this lies, and then falsehood. But Buddha is true. Now this phrase, it said, have been inscribed that, which called the Tenjokoku Shucho, just like the book of the embroidery created one of the Taishi's concubine by his wife after Shotoku Taishi died. Those words are said to the, touch the heart of the Shotoku Taishi's thought. This world is false and provisional, but only Buddha is true. This word, it close the very, you could find same phrase in the Shinran Shonin's word. Chapter 18 of the Tanisho, the UN, record Shinran Shonin's, the word. Shinran Shonin said, the two aspects of the good and the evil are generally unknowable. In the world of impermanence, there is nothing that is true, but only Nenbutsu is true, right? So exactly what, Shotoku Taishi said, So here, on both Shinran Shonin and Shotoku Taishi, we see same understanding of the, the teaching, and we could see same spirits, and then respect of their Buddhism, and then three treasures. Yeah. So, and share the same view for the world, and then same understanding of oneself. Both of them always seek that true, what is true and real. Shinran Shonin had a great respect and influenced by the Shotoku Taishi as the other great master of the Jodo Shinshu. So that this, the Hōonkō time, we listen to the teachings and also their understanding of the Nenbutsu teaching, through their, Shinran Shonin's word. So that the listening, is the most important. And then at this time, we reconfirm our, understanding of the teaching, and then also reconfirm, listening to the Dharma, continuously listening to the Dharma in our daily life. Thank you for your listening. And in closing, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Rinban Ito and then North American District Sangha, me to be here this morning at your Hōonkō service. Thank you very much. So please stay safe and take care. Thank you and mahalo. Minasan, おはようございます。Hōonkōにお招きいただきありがとうございます。Hōonkōは親鸞上人のお徳をたたえ、その教えに生きる私たちの信心、弔問の姿勢をもう一度確認する法要なのであります。Hōonkōは浄土真宗にとって最も大切な法要であります。Hōonkōは私どもにとって一年の始まりであり、一年の終わりであると言われます。弔問の一年がHōonkōで始まり、Hōonkōで終わり、また新しい弔問の一年が始まるのであります。このHōonkōでは、親鸞上人をはじめ、念仏の教えを伝えられてきた方々への感謝の気持ちを表し、また、ここで、自らの信心を確認するために行われるのだと思います。親鸞上人は、Shoshingeの最後で、結果心思構想性、この浄土真宗の七構想の教えをただ弔問させていただこう、こう述べられました。親鸞上人のご一生は法然上人、そしてこの七構想の方々のお念仏の教えを聞き続けたご一生だったと思います。この七構想を通して念仏の教えが真実の教えであることを親鸞上人は確認したのであります。Shoshingeではその教えの流れを明確に書かれております。阿弥陀仏、釈尊、龍樹、天神、鈍鸞、道釈、禅道、原神、法然、その教えとご功績を称えているのであります。親鸞上人は法然上人の念仏を通して原神、また原神から禅道を見て、道釈を見て、鈍鸞を見て、そして天神、龍樹、そして釈尊、そして法の象徴である阿弥陀を源泉としてこう見ていたのであると思います。ここに法の原点、真実、念仏の真実の教えであるということを確認し、またその源がこの法の力である、または、阿弥陀仏の本願で力であることを確認し、それによって私たちが救われていくということを確認されたのだと思います。 ちょうど家の電気の光を見て、その電気のですね、大元を探り当てるようなことをされたのだと思います。家の電気は電導線を通って、また電柱を通ってまいります。その間には鉄塔があり、また何個もの変電所があり、ね、その鉄塔と電線を通って電気は運ばれてきます。その大元には発電所があります。発電には水力や風力や火力、原子力と自然の力を利用して、電気が発電されるのであります。その大元はいつも自然の力をですね、利用して電気が作られる。それが私どもの部屋の光となります。親鸞上人はこのように電線を手繰るように法の源、お念仏の源をですね、確認されたのだと思います。親鸞上人にとってもう一方感謝された方がおられます。それは聖徳太子であります。聖徳太子は正式に仏教を日本に導入された方であります。日本仏教では聖徳太子は日本仏教の父、母と言われます。ちょうど龍樹大師のようにですね、龍樹大師は大乗仏教の父としてですね、尊敬されておりますが、それと同じように聖徳太子は日本の仏教のですね、父母だと、こういうふうに言われます。聖徳太子はもちろん皆さんご存知のようにお坊さんではありませんでした。ね、政治家だったのです。ですから、七高僧の中には入っておりませんが、親鸞上人は、親鸞上人が作られたご和算の中で、聖徳太子を称えられておられます。2021年にはですね、各州で聖徳太子の1400年のですね、誕生のお祝い法要が行われておりました。聖徳太子は浄土真宗をはじめ日本仏教では大切な方で、なぜならば聖徳太子は仏教の教え、その精神をもって日本をまとめていこうとされたのであります。聖徳太子は古墳時代から飛鳥時代になるですね、ちょうど574年にお生まれになられました。そして622年に48歳でね、亡くなられておられます。それから551年後、1173年に親鸞上人が生まれております。聖徳太子と親鸞上人はおおよそ600年の差があるわけであります。聖徳太子は蘇我一族の血脈であって、日本書紀によればお母様が宮殿の庭を歩いていると、ちょうど馬屋の前で産気づいて、聖徳太子を産んだと言われておりますので、正式な名前は馬宿の王子とこう呼ばれていたそうであります。聖徳太子は17条の憲法、日本で最初の憲法を作られた方で、皆様にもよく知られておると思います。和をもって尊し、尊しとなすから始まる17条の憲法は、有名なことであります。これは当時のですね、貴族や政治に関わる方のですね、心得を正すべく制定されたものであると言われております。そして、その2条の最初には、厚く参謀を敬え。参謀とは仏法僧なりとあります。ね。参謀とは仏法僧なりとあります。また、10条でも、我も人も凡夫であるから、ね。 人の違うことを行わざれと説かれております。特に政治の中心となる人々にですね、仏教を大切にされるように、三宝を敬うようにですね、願い、このことが書かれたと言われております。ですから、聖徳太子は、仏教の精神、お心を持って、日本の国づくりをしようとしていたことであります。仏様の御教を自ら聞くことで、お互いに自らの姿を顧みてですね、自我というものを慎んでいくことで、平穏な家庭、ね、町や村、そして国が治まる、そして平和や調和のもとになると考えたのであると思います。日本に仏教が伝来したのは538年と言いますから、聖徳太子が生まれる36年前になるのでしょうか。百済の清明王が、仏教は多くの教えの中で最も優れているから日本に伝えようとして、釈迦牟尼ブッダのお像、金のお像と、お仏壇のお飾り、そして経典を送ってくれたそうなのであります。当時の日本は、神道を中心にして、天照大神をですね、はじめとしたよろずの神々を祀っていたのですが、そこに仏教が入ってきたのであります。ですから、新しい思想が入ってきましたので、そこで大きな、なんて言いますかね、論争になったのであります。当時の二大豪族であった物部一族は神道を、そして聖徳太子がですね、おもらいになった一族の蘇我一族は仏教をですね、広めようといたしました。聖徳太子が仏教を進められた理由はですね、その教えもそうなのでありますが、当時仏教は先進的な宗教思想でありましたし、また仏教は多くの文化や新しい技術を日本にもたらすと考えたのであると言われております。この頃の日本は中国や朝鮮半島の他の国々に比べると後進国でありました。人々は土の上にですね、かやぶきの屋根を乗せたようなですね、家に住み、貴族の人たちでもですね、豪族の人たちでも柱から直接ですね、柱をですね、地面から直接建てた建物に住んでいたのであります。しかし、仏教寺院の建築ですね、というものは非常に近代建築でありました。また、仏像を作る鋳造技術、また芸術、そして薬の作り方なども日本には全くなく新しい技術でありました。仏教を取り入れることで日本も中国や朝鮮半島と国々と同じような先進国にしなければならなかったのであります。そして仏教を中心にした国づくりが始まり、その影響で仏教が保護されて仏教が広まっていきました。ですから、聖徳太子は日本仏教におけるですね、祖師というかですね、父、母というようにですね、慕われ、尊敬されるようになったのであります。親鸞上人も先ほど申したようにですね、聖徳太子を非常に尊敬されておられました。親鸞上人は生涯にわたって540種もの和算ですね、日本語の詩でもって、仏教教えや構想たちを称えております。その540種のうちの200種が聖徳太子に関する和算であります。ね、 有名なのは聖徳太子法さんでね、私どももその和算を読むことがあります。ですから、聖徳太子は、親鸞上人は聖徳太子から多くの影響を受けられております。聖徳太子のお言葉で、世間古家、ね、唯物是心、ね、という言葉があります。ね、世間はですね、嘘と仮である。ね、ただ仏だけが誠である。こういうふうに、言われておりました。これは太子の死後、奥様であった方がですね、作られたですね、天寿国宗長というところの中でですね、書かれている言葉であります。太子のですね、思想の中心に触れているのだと思います。親鸞上人はですね、歎異抄の18章の中で、このですね、聖徳太子と同じようなですね、言葉を残されております。善悪の二つ、総じても全知せざるなり。固く無常の世界はよろずのこと、皆もって空ごとたわごと。ね。真あることなき。ただ念仏のみぞ誠におわします。この固くの世界は皆もって空ごとですね。古家ですね。嘘であり。ね。また、むらしいですね、ことである。ただ、念仏仏様の教えがですね、誠であるというふうに言っております。この聖徳太子と同じことをですね、親鸞上人はこの歎異抄の中でですね、言われておるのであります。ここに親鸞上人と聖徳太子がですね、同じくですね、仏様の教え、三宝の教えに帰依するというですね、精神が見られる。また、お二人ともお念仏の心によってですね、生きた方だったと思うことであります。本日は、皆様方の法恩講にこうしてお招きいただきましたこと、誠にありがとうございました。伊藤輪番、また、東本願寺、北米山河の方々に心より御礼申し上げます。ありがとうございました。
Thank you. While it would have been nicer to have Reverend Ken here with us, we appreciate him recording his Hōonkō messages for us today. So next we have a couple of announcements. So one is, generally at some of our special services, we have maybe refreshments or maybe even like a light lunch. But because of we still haven't gone there yet. But the mochi that you see here on the altar will be undone and then repackaged for you to take home if you would like. So if you're patient and you want take some mochi home, please wait in the lobby after the service and we will have the mochi packaged for you. Also, many of you know that we have a preschool, a daycare center here. The Lumbini Child Development Center, and they are having a Love for Lumbini auction. And so for those of you who are interested, go to the Lumbini website, lumbinicdc.org, and you can get more information about the auction. And sort of periodically check in on the auction because they are adding new items regularly. There's a little technical glitch, and so they're continuing to add new items. And so please look out for that. With regards to upcoming services, December 4th is our monthly memorial Shotsuki service. December 11th is our Bodhi Day service. December 18th, there is no service, but we welcome some of you to join in on our temple cleaning, I believe. And so we will have our temple cleaning on December 18th. You know, I do want to just sort of say that, you know, Hōonkō is, you know, is our most important service of the temple calendar, and it's also the longest service on our temple calendar. So we appreciate all of you and your patience. You know, usually I don't want to say we separate, but we sort of have a separation of English talk